Okay guys, Private Jack here. I don't know how many times I've been asked to do some sort of a quick video on how I take a model from one source and get it into Source FilmMaker. So what I've done is I've gone and made a time-lapse type video of me taking an OBJ file and taking it through Blender, doing all the rigging, all the weight painting, facial rigging, and then exporting it into Source FilmMaker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my process of taking this model of Astrid. I've already talked with JustCast 42P and he says, yep, not a problem, you can use my model. I'm going to get it into Blender. I'm going to rig all this stuff up. You got to remember, OBJ files don't have any bones, they don't have any weight painting, and basically everything that you see in this particular shot is stuff that I've done. Okay, and from there what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Blender source tools only. I don't use GUI Studio, I don't use Cannon Fodder's decompiler anymore. If I have to decompile a model, I decompile it using Crowbar now. From there we're going to export it, use Blender source tools to compile the model so that we end up with a model in Source FilmMaker. And basically that model is going to also include the, let me get it up here, animation file. So this is the same animation as what you saw playing back here. I've also included a couple of little tidbits like some facial features that can move, like open the mouth and that kind of thing, but being in Clip Editor, it's not working for me. And yeah, so basically that's what we're going to do. Something else, yeah, so I end up with a scene where I can actually put Astrid in with good old Hiccup. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get on with the actual video. So if you're still with me after that short 20-minute video, basically that is my process on how I take a model from the web. This one happened to be OBJ, into Blender, give it an armature, weight paint the model, and as you saw in the video, 99% of the time working with this model was nothing more than weight painting. Use Blender source tools to import, export the DMX files and the animations. Use it to actually compile the model, get it into Source FilmMaker, and the animations are intact because I added them to my QC, and basically gave me something that I could work with in Source FilmMaker. I was going to take this video all the way through to actually show you how to upload, to the workshop. However, the model is not quite ready to go yet. There's still a few inconsistencies that I don't like about it. There's some mesh clipping through, and basically the facial animations are not where I really want them to be. So other than that, basically that's the process. But anyway, make a long story short, I don't claim to be an expert at Blender. I'm still in the learning stages. I'm an amateur at best. But this is the process that I found that works for me, and you might be able to come up with something better, something faster, something a little more simple. If you do, please, by all means, let me know how you do it. Post a video to YouTube. Show us all how you do it. As for tools, these are the primary tools that I use in my model building and porting processes. And that's pretty much it. As for the actual amount of time that I took to get this model from its current state into Blender and all the way through, the video you saw was shot at 1 frame per second. I played it back at 24 frames per second. There were a total of 32,440 pictures that I put together in that video. So if you do the math, basically 32,440 divided by 60 comes up with about 9 hours that I spent on this particular model. Like I say, it's not finished by any particular means, but it's good enough for me to use in what I want to do. So basically that's it in a nutshell. Like I say, if you've got an easier way of doing it, let us all know. But for me, all I can say is Private Jack out.